I am Vinnie Tortorich. Folks, your good intentions have been stolen, but don't worry. I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there before long. You will be lean and mean, guaranteed. Yeah.
When I used to work at Sam Goody at Underground Atlanta, they pronounced it Chris Ray. And now you made me think maybe I'm saying it wrong. Is it Chris Rhea? Like Chris Rhea, like diarrhea?
Yeah. Chris Rhea, like Rhea Perlman. And by the way, the girl in the video looks like Margot Robbie and Serena had a daughter together.
Oh, that would be a very pretty
That's
girl.
the only way I can describe the exotic looks on this young lady. She looks like my wife and Margot Robbie somehow got together and had the perfect child. Yeah. Two of the most beautiful women in the world.
So what's the new diet for 2025?
We will be talking about that. It's the same old diet, but we're going to put a new twist. We're going to tell everyone what to do. We're going to tell them how to do. Don't tip my hand. Yeah. Oh, hang in there, folks. You're going to learn about the new diet. Yeah. Speaking of diets, Anna, welcome to the show, folks. That's Anna Vocino right there. Yeah. Anna, a star was born.
Apparently so.
On the last show.
Did you know that we were going to have a Fredo situation?
No, I didn't realize that Fredo was going to come in.
Yeah.
Look, actually, Michael Corleone walked through the door.
Yeah, you're the Fredo in this situation.
I'm Fredo. No, a long time ago, we found out, we had no idea, but there's talent in my family. We brought my mom on like 10, 12 years ago. And as it turns out, whenever my mom is on the show, the numbers go way up.
Yeah.
Right. She's like
the national internet approves of Mari.
Yeah. My mom calls the internet the national internet. She realized she's talking to the whole nation when she's on my show.
Don't even tell her about our international fans. It's gonna break the space-time continuum.
That would blow her mind.
Yeah.
The mother. So if you missed the show last week, you need to go back and listen.
It's a good one.
Because my younger brother, the reason that I'm so passionate about people losing weight, people go, Vinnie, come on, you're lean and mean. Why do you care so much? It's because I have family members. All of my brothers could stand to lose some weight. Mark being my youngest brother, being the one that he's my height. He's got my frame.
How old is Mark?
Mark will, I'm going to call him. Should we try to call him?
Get Mark on the phone. See if he'll answer your call.
You know what? I know that
because it was last week about this time. He might put two and two together. He's a smart man.
Well, Mark doesn't know when I record, but he and his wife are driving to Florida to go see their grandbaby. So let's see if we can get him on the phone. You see, I don't like to give him a heads up, Anna, because I don't want.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Hello.
Hey, Mark, can we bring you on the podcast? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. What's that in the background?
Hi, Mark.
Hi. We're sitting in a bar, Vinnie.
Oh, you're sitting in a bar. I thought you were driving to Florida.
I told you we stopped to grab a bite to eat.
Yeah, but that was like a half an hour ago. You still eating?
Well, the reservations went till 6, so we decided to stop at the bar and have a drink.
Oh, okay. And then you're going to drive again. Okay. And by the way, Anna, this is my brother that doesn't drink. But Mark, what state are you in besides the state of confusion?
I'm in Mississippi.
Oh, it's legal to drink and drive there. Look, folks, what you have to understand about the Deep South is that in Louisiana, there's something called a daiquiri bar. And what this is it's a drive-through alcohol station where you can just drive through and they give you a daiquiri. Now, Anna, the way they make it legal is, they give you a cup that like a malted, shake used to come in, like a styrofoam cup.
Yeah.
But they put a plastic lid on it. And as long as they don't puncture the lid with the straw.
They put a piece of tape over it.
Oh, now they put a piece of tape.
That's safe. It's safety tape.
Yeah. They put a piece of tape over the lid to make sure that it's shut.
Okay, because the way it used to be was you just couldn't pierce that little hymen that, on the top.
Now they put tape over it.
Now I guess they went a step further, because that's going to stop most alcoholics from drinking and driving.
Absolutely.
Having a piece of masking tape
over the pre-scored straw hole.
Folks, if you think I'm making this up, I mean, I'm not. My brother thinks it's okay to have a drink and then get back on the road. Right, Mark?
One drink, maybe two.
Okay. All right. So, Mark, don't incriminate yourself any further. This show doesn't come out till next week. You won't be driving by the time this comes out, and hopefully it'll be okay. The reason we're calling you is because you were on the show last week. We brought you on. It was impromptu, and the audience fell in love with you.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Do you know that did you know that you're famous now on the national internet?
You're famous.
Look, my head's swollen. I don't know how I'm going to get through the door.
Well, hopefully it's those swinging kind of saloon bar doors, and you can just pop right through when you're leaving. I'm hoping. All right.
I have a feeling Vinnie will try to deflate that head.
Having
paid attention to the brother dynamics.
So, Mark, we don't want to keep you forever, because we have a big show. We're going to teach people how to get lean in 2025. Everyone else except you. But the audience had questions for you, and I was hoping that you can answer a few of them for us.
Well, Vinnie, I'm gonna tell you. I know we hadn't discussed what I'm about to tell you, but with New Year's coming around, I was thinking about that we do a challenge where you keep me going every week to see how many times I got on my bike and.
Well, Mark, hang on. We can get to that in a second. Put that back in the holster.
I'm gonna put it back in.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I think it's a great idea. I'm all for it, Mark.
I'm for it too, because that's kind of what the VIP group is. But let me ask I wrote down a few questions that these are the ones I got asked most often, either on X or privately or on phone calls or wherever I get to see. Everyone, first off, was very happy that you were very open and very honest.
Yep.
So you are your mother's son. You were very honest with everything.
Yes.
I mean, for God's sake, anyone who's admitting to having a couple of drinks and then getting back on the road, it doesn't get any more honest than that.
A couple, two.
Okay. Yeah, that won't get you drunk. But you got to understand, Anna, he weighs 350 pounds. All right.
305.
Oh, you're down. Okay.
305. 305.
He's in, he's in Speedo shape. All right. The first question was, everyone wanted to know about your coffee with the alcohol. You said you had coffee with alcohol, and here are the 2 or 3 questions. They wanted to know.
I'm actually drinking coffee with alcohol as we speak.
Yeah. All right. But hang on.
All right.
At the game, the questions were, was it black coffee and alcohol? Was it like is there something called a Kahlua, Anna? What's it called?
Kahlua is a coffee liqueur.
Yeah, they want to know if it was like a coffee liqueur, like a Kahlua. And because I don't know much about drink, I just know what scotch is pretty much and vodka. They want to know what the alcohol was and how you made the drink. I think they actually want to know how to make the drink you were having.
Okay. So there's a bourbon in Louisiana. It's called Bayou. Okay.
Bayou, like Bayou Lafourche, like it's
like called Bayou Lafourche, Bayou, Bayou.
Okay, like a bayou, and Bayou is canal for the rest of the world, folks.
Correct. So anyway, I go to the lady and I said, "Hey, give me a couple of shots of Bayou," and she puts it in a little cup, and then I take black coffee, and I pour about a shot, maybe about a shot and a half or whatever, and then I put about 3 or 4 creamers with it.
Creamers. Now, Mark, are these flavored creamers like?
Or just little half and half little things?
What are
they? One is maybe a nutmeg or something like that. They make one vanilla, I think, and I'm whichever one I grab, it was probably the vanilla I grabbed, or the nut. They make one, I think it says nut on it.
Okay, so you are pretty ingenious because you're trying to make a sweet drink with alcohol. And I'm guessing that the Bayou, is it kind of like Southern Comfort or something like a sweet.
Yes, it's Southern. It's basically Southern Comfort.
So it's a liqueur.
It just sounds like an Irish coffee.
It's a liqueur, the alcohol.
Like you could put Jameson or whatever. I mean, same thing.
But
right?
Jameson doesn't have sugar added to it. Mark, there's a difference between just regular distilled liquor and something like a liqueur. Where you ever notice, like if you open a bottle of liqueur, I'll open them for Christmas because guests will come over, and I just throw them away because if they just sit in my bar area, you'll notice that they get crusty. They have a shelf life after you open them. It's not like if you open a bottle of scotch or bourbon or something, you can let it sit around forever. These things have a shelf life after you open them.
Now the coffee I just made, or the bartender just made, it's Frangelica.
Okay.
Well, that's with the Frangelica liqueur. What is that, almond or something? No, that's amaretto. What's Frangelica again? Hazelnut liqueur?
Probably. It's an Italian type of.
Yeah.
Now, if you do a Bailey's, Frangelica, Kahlua, and Amaretto, Vinnie. I know you love me when I say Amaretto.
Yeah.
So if you do those 4 in coffee,
you're drunk.
I forgot. No, you don't put a shot of each. What is it called? Oh God, it's called something. And I only do that one every now and then.
Anna, can you look that up? Look up those 3 alcohols with coffee. What are they, Mark? 4.
Amaretto, Frangelica, Bailey's, and Kahlua.
And you mix that with coffee.
Now you don't put a shot of each. It's kind of equal part.
It could be the Nutty Irishman. It could be the sit on my face. It could be
Yeah.
That sends a message.
It's got different names. Yeah.
Well, I'm a married man. I can't go with sit on my face.
Well,
you probably can.
Whatever you do in your bedroom is your business, Mark.
Yeah. I understand, but my wife wouldn't like that.
Mark, that's gone too far.
We're learning a lot. We're learning a lot about Mark right now.
When you talk to your brothers, it's like finding out your parents actually have sex. You just don't want to.
Yeah, no. Don't say that.
Yeah,
let's call it the Nutty Irishman.
So, Mark, all right. So, can I talk about your drink now that you told me not the drink you're having right now, but the one?
We're making eggnog next week live on the air. So if you guys want an actual NSNG drink, we're going to make that on the air next week.
Yeah, we're making an eggnog next week for Christmas. Anna's going to bring her special recipe. That's the recipe where I tried to make it, and I ended up making custard, and it was delicious.
Yeah.
I whipped it a little too long, Mark. So I had boozy custard. So, Mark, here are my problems. Anytime you take a creamer, any kind of creamer, that's probably the worst thing you're putting in your body. Remember how I told your wife to throw away the parquet last week, and she did? She went out and bought the butter. Okay.
Yes.
The crap that's in creamer, and not just creamer, even, the ones you might get at work, the little thumb packs. And
that's the ones I use.
And it'll just say half and half on it. So you think
that's exactly what it does. Right.
Okay. That's so bad for you. Anything that you don't have to refrigerate that you think is dairy, you should never put in your body. Mark, if you could, and I will pay for this for you. Is there a refrigerator at your job where you could bring something in?
Yes.
Okay. Buy heavy cream, or at the very least, real half and half that needs to be refrigerated. Buy like the little
pint.
Yeah,
the paper pint.
Yeah. That's so much healthier. I mean, of all the bad things you do, that one thing can cause you to want to eat more junk
for the whole rest of the day.
Serious.
Yeah, and it's really bad for you. I would go as far, and Anna, back me up on this or tell me I'm an asshole. It's probably worse than the alcohol that you're putting in the drink, in that coffee drink.
Wow.
Because it sets you up on a whole day of the binging. You never get off that sweet, salty train.
Because you're the guy who, when I was showing my first movie to the family, you got up and walked out of the room in protest. That's why you don't know this kind of stuff.
I get it, but it wasn't like that. But I'll let you get away with it.
Okay.
Today.
So Mark, I don't want to fight that battle. We're trying to help you right now. So,
all right.
So if you go to the game this Sunday,
I'm going to the game this Sunday.
Right.
We play in Washington. Go ahead.
If you can bring your own cream, or if they have real cream, they should have real cream there. You're in New Orleans. You're in the land of good food. If you could get your own cream and get your own coffee, or use their coffee and just mix it yourself, or you could probably mix it from home. I would rather see you go out and buy a sweet Frangelico, a bottle of that, because Frangelico is nothing but alcohol and sugar.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Can I be totally honest with you?
Yeah, please.
I'm going to the game. I'm not going to do that, walking and putting something like that in my pocket so I can have coffee. I just wouldn't have the coffee.
Okay. In that case, don't have the coffee. I'd rather. Now, all right. So.
Or drink it black. I guess I'm going to try it black.
Yeah, but trust me, I've been doing it for years. Coffee's great. So
I got you.
Just Mark, all right, if we're going to try to start doing this in January, you need to start doing it now. No more thumb packs of anything. Okay.
Understood.
And by the way, when I was at your house, I saw the creamer in the fridge. You got to get rid of it.
What was it? Like the international, or
like
what is
Coffee
it called?
Mate, or one of those.
Coffee Mate.
What do you get, Mark? You guys had that in the fridge. I saw.
I don't know. My wife gets all that stuff.
All right, I'm going to talk to your wife. We're going to try to set you up for success.
Yeah.
Okay.
Christy will totally do it. And by the way, I was on a Delta flight a couple weeks ago, and she handed me one of them packs, the little, packs. And I was like, oh no, I do. I said, do you have actual cream? And she goes, it is. And I looked, and it was actually fluid. They're now doing half and half fluid in those longer, like, gum packs.
Yeah.
So, but just check it carefully. You want to make sure all it is half and half, because oftentimes it's a flavor thing. And then she was really miffed with me for asking.
Oh God, no, the powdered is the worst.
Yeah.
Don't do the powder.
Right,
Never the powder. But I'm
powder.
saying in the things that the powder normally comes in, they're now actually doing fluid half and half. And that's okay.
Mark, the biggest help you're going to get is when you come spend a week with me, and when you're eating real fresh dairy and real fresh everything, you'll never go back to what you're doing now.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I'd love to spend a month, but.
Well, you're going to be spending a week, or several days or whatever. So we'll see what we can do. Now, so that's one thing. The other big question I got was, since the show came out this past Monday, and it's Thursday now. So everyone wants to know if you've been on your spinner at all since, I left.
Well, I knew that was going to be a question, and the answer is no. And let me just tell you, and I want to get on it, and even Hayden, my son, Hayden.
Yeah, I do know your son. Yeah, I've met him.
Yeah, I mean, no, Hayden even asked me, Dad, how many times you've been on the bike since the podcast? And he started laughing because he knew that I didn't get back on the bike. But I'm telling you, that has more of a successful chance of happening sooner than Sunday of trying to drink black coffee. Believe it or not, I feel better when I ride the bike.
Okay, so when you get to Hayden's house, I know that he has a concept.
Great, Mark.
I know that he has a concept too. If Hayden FaceTimes me, can I coach you through 5 minutes on a concept too?
Yes.
Okay, because I need to give him some tips too. He says I take breaks because my arms hurt, which means he's going to give himself tendonitis. He's doing something wrong. I need to fix him. I've done that for a lot of people during the consults. I'll have them FaceTime me because they'll say I'm doing something wrong, and I'll get the husband or the wife to. I think I did that with Robin Dobbins famously, and she was one of the first ones. I'll have the other partner stand back at the same level, and I'll watch them do the wrong thing, and I could coach them. I've done that several times during the consult. So, Mark, I'm going to coach you and your son so that you're not giving yourself tendonitis on the rowing machine.
Great.
That sounds great.
Okay,
that
great.
sounds great. Yes.
And the third question, and I'm going to let you go after this so that you can get your road drinks in. People want to know. People want to know why you're not in the VIP group, and I told all those people you have access to it.
Well, look, let me just tell you. Don actually sent me the link.
It's the billionaire Don Connington's Friday 5 o'clock blast off. Have a good week.
So, and then I played it, but I didn't want to start maybe, how can I say this? I didn't want to start writing stuff and this and that. And
most people just lurk. Like Don never writes. Don never comes on stage or anything. So you can just lurk, and you'll learn a lot from people just like you.
Correct. And I was listening, and I talked to Don, and we were clowning about. No, I'm good, thank you. And we were talking about the lady with the husband. That what was her name, Vinnie?
I can't talk about people that speak in the VIP group as a closed group.
I got you. No problem.
Yeah.
So Don and I had a conversation about her, and then we talked about one of the guys that was eating too much steak, basically. Right?
Yeah, he was eating. He couldn't understand why he wasn't losing weight. He's a good guy, and he comes on a lot. But you see, that's what we learned from. He's doing all the right things, but he's doing maybe a little too much of it, right? Correct. And he wasn't noticing that he's using some kind of app to measure, but we were able to calculate what he's eating, and it was like, wait a minute, you're just having too many calories. He's not gaining weight, but he's not losing weight. So we need to get him going in the right direction, So we're going to get him dialed up. He's a good guy, and he's really trying hard. So we'll figure him out.
Yeah. But listen, just to let you know, I never talked to you about this. Monday. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Monday, I'm actually going to do like a workup with one of my doctors. I hadn't been in a while,
mm-hmm.
and just doing a health, wellness checkup. So I am going to do that Monday.
Okay.
I have an appointment, just to make sure everything's okay. And it's hard to get on a program and stay on it for me, and I do want to do that. That's my goal for the upcoming year, and so I'll be talking to you a lot.
Yeah, we'll bring you on, and we'll do. Maybe go on.
Go ahead. No, I was gonna say the thing is that Mark, you represent all of us. You know what I mean? Everybody's in the same boat. Like it doesn't necessarily come natural to most people because we've all kind of trained ourselves away from it. So you willing to do it, and because it's hard, you have to like look at those things that you don't want to look at of why you don't want to do it in order to do it. And the fact that you're willing to do that is awesome, and everyone else is going to be inspired by it.
Yeah. I just want to get checked up from the neck up, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
I'm going to give it a good effort. I'm going to start on the bike now, though, like Vinnie said, and maybe start small steps, and then first of the year I plan on really hitting it very hard.
Good.
So that's my goal.
Amazing.
Well,
we'd love to hear it.
We're gonna, I'll never give up on you, even though I've given up on you.
I know.
We'll try to figure it out. Enjoy your trip. Be careful, Mark. If you have too much to drink, make sure just let Krista drive. Please.
I'll send you pictures of Anna Grace.
Yeah, please. So we'll see pictures of Anna. So there he goes, folks. Mark Tortorich. Folks, when Anna and I return, we will be talking about what you need to do to get lean in 2025. And we will be right back right after this. Anna Villicapelli.
Yes.
Listen, folks. It's the holiday season. You don't want to go through the holidays with seed oils. We were just talking to my brother, Mark, about how not to eat the thumb packs. There's seed oils, there's crap, there's all that. Guess what? Olive oil in the United States is cut up to 40% with seed oils. The rest is olive oil. That's not good. You might as well take a good olive oil and drop, make almost half of it gun oil or sewing machine oil. It's the same thing. Don't do that. Get Villicapelli, 100% pure olive oil. You'll get that Puya pinch. It's got like a white pepper taste on the back end. It's really that good.
Really good. It tastes grassy. It tastes peppery. It tastes olivey in a good way. Not brine, because when most people think of olive flavor, they think of like a brined olive that they're eating.
No.
This is like, It's just beautiful and it's fresh and it makes all your food taste good. And if you only save it to drizzle on things, you're missing out on the flavors that wake up when you heat it to cook things in.
We used to do that. I was like, oh, I'm just going to save this for
because it's premium olive oil.
Yeah, but we use it everywhere now. As a matter of fact, if I like to lay in the sun whenever I get a chance, because it's good to get some sun on your body. I'll rub a little bit into my hair, my scalp. I don't have any hair left. I just rub it in my scalp.
You got more hair left than some people.
Yeah, my grandmother used to do that when we were kids. That's why it's like, Grandma, you got to stop. They're calling me a greasy Italian already.
Now you're literally a greasy Italian.
Yeah, but that's the way we did it.
It's so good. It's so good for your skin and your hair, but it's even better if you eat it. If you want to get 10% off, and I don't see why you wouldn't, go to villacapelli.com. By the way, Villa, Villa, Capelli is spelled with 2 P's and 2 L's. Cappelli. Villacapelli.com and use the discount code Vinnie, Vinnie. I spelled everything out for you, okay? I spelled it all out, and you'll get 10% off your order each and every time. We say get your cart size around $145. So when you use the discount code Vinnie, you still qualify for the free shipping because there's a threshold that you have to order.
Had a guy from Texas the other day go, I need to get some of that Villa Capella.
Nope. You won't find it, sir, because that's not what it's called.
I said, Villa Capelli, I think. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that propeller. Okay.
Okay.
People in Texas, you don't deserve it.
It's hard when there's so many vowels. People get confused.
I understand. So, Anna, there he goes, and we're going to keep track of Mark.
We are going to keep track of Mark. I think Mark is our new Mark. Yeah,
Mark is our new Mark. And by the way, I love that he'll tell you he's not much of a drinker. He's on the road, and he's having.
Having 2 drinks, first of all, I'd be wasted. But then again, I'm a girl, so I would never operate a car because it wouldn't be optimal. Anyway, I woke up this morning to my husband texting me an article in which I then texted to you.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't even try to hide. They didn't even try to make any bones about it. And so there is something called the Dietary Guidelines for Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My friend Dr. Nina Teichels now has been yelling about that for years. But go on, Anna.
Well, it's a government organization, but I'm not quite sure who they put in charge here. And we're not going to get into a political conversation, but I will say this. Mm-hmm. It is connected with the USDA. It's connected with the Department of Health and Human Services. So this is what we know.
Mm-hmm.
That's who's behind this article. Now, the article is titled, give me 1 second here. Hold on. Oh my God. There it is. Nope. Oh, it's in my news app. Okay. It's over at Axios. The title of the article is Leave the Meat, Keep the Legumes. Experts release 2025 dietary recommendations. So these are going to start to be, 'tis the season. These are going to start to be the articles that come out, red meat, sugary foods, salty and sugary foods are all going to kill you. And so we need to focus on going more plant-based, having more legumes for the protein, lean meats, that kind of a thing. Saturated fats are the devil.
I don't know what's making me more angry.
Whole grains. I mean, tis the season. And I know old time listeners will be like, yeah, this happens every year. But new time listeners, this is where you have to be careful because you're going to be pelted with this information. You're going to be like, well, hold on. That's literally why would all these reputable websites say the opposite of what Vinnie is saying? And you won't even realize it. It's so subconscious. You know what I mean? It's so pernicious because you think, well, if this authority, why wouldn't they know the correct information? Why are they telling me the wrong way to eat? But it's happening and it happens every year and you have to do some evaluating for yourself.
Get ready, Debbie. You might find some jewels in here for Instagram. Here's it. First off, I can't take this in. I've been begging Serena in text to turn. Can you hear the music in the background, Anna?
No.
You can't? It's not coming through my mic?
No.
Yeah. Does she not know that I'm podcasting down here?
Is she cooking upstairs and jamming out?
She's cooking and jamming up there. Let's see if we could call her. It's driving me nuts. It's literally driving me crazy. Yeah. See if you please pick up, Serena, because I can't do two things. You can't hear that.
No. She can't hear the phone because she's jamming out.
No, because she's jamming, unbelievable.
Hello, my lovelies.
She's so cute.
Hello, my lovelies. Oh. All right, so here's the deal. They know the truth. The government knows the truth. Every doctor knows the truth. They know that if you cut down on grains, if you cut down on sugar, if you get it out of your diet, you're going to lose weight. When you lose weight, you're going to lose hypertension. If you have fatty liver disease, it's going to cut it down. If your A1Cs are up, it's going to bring it back down into check, and you won't have type 2 diabetes anymore. We know this stuff. Not me, we. The government knows this. Every doctor knows this. Harvard knows this. Cleveland Clinic knows this. All of the people spewing this crap know the truth. Do you understand me? They know the truth. The problem is, if they tell the truth, they're going to lose business in several different ways. And if you think I'm being a conspiracy theorist, knock yourself out, but I'm not. Here's the God's honest truth. Hospitals don't care about health care. They care about sick care. They need to keep hospital beds full. And you go, oh, Vinnie, that sounds very cynical. It goes deeper than that. The food companies need you to buy their crap. They need to sell you shelf-stable food. Meat, dairy, fish, not shelf-stable, right? That's, you got to get it, you got to put it in, you got to refrigerate it, you got to get there, you got to sell it to people. They have to eat it. Kellogg's don't want to be in that business. They want to be in a business where they can make something that will last through eons to the end of the earth. Just put it on the shelf, it'll last forever. They're not interested in helping you. So the food companies aren't going to help you, right? And who created the dietary, the American Dietary Association? It was the Seventh-day Adventists. The same people who came up with two very important men. One, C.W. Post. What did he do? He made cereal. They also came up with John Kellogg, Dr. Kellogg. What did he do? He came up with cereal. As a matter of fact, he was the human being who pioneered dextrinization, taking a grain and burning it until it becomes a sugar. So you think these people want their gravy train, no pun intended, to stop? They don't want this to stop. They want it to continue, right? So even though we know that you can make all of your metabolic problems go away, all of your metabolic diseases go away. I just had Dr. Palmer on the show. He's probably coming up this Friday. He's telling people, if you get all of these people with these incels, you got all of these people with ADHD, ADD, you have people with all of these mental illnesses, and it's all cropped up. He said it's gone up like a hockey stick in the past 4 to 6 years. Why? Because we've increased all of this crap that fast, right? You want to turn it around? He would tell you to be on a what did he call it? A medical, let me see if I get it right. A medical ketogenic program. And I said to him, what's the difference between a medical ketogenic program and just ketogenics? He goes, medically, we would have you on a much higher level of fat. We would have you at 75, 85% fat. So at your ketone levels when you wake up in the morning are at 1.5, right? When I wake up in the morning, someone like me who's ketogenic, who lives in dietary ketosis, I'm always at something like 0.4 to 0.7, depending, right? and the highest I might go during a day is maybe 1.3, 1.5. You put someone on very high fat and they're just making a shit ton of ketones, they're fixing them. People like Georgie Eat and Chris Palmer, they're fixing people with mental illness, getting them off of drugs, people who were suicidal, you name it, right? They're healing these people with food. Yet these people are saying, ditch the meat, have more grains, dive in even deeper. Anna, I hate to go on a tirade here. I know it's the end.
No, I would like to read a little bit of the article, because
absolutely,
even within the article that's pulling from this very long, there is a link to the dietaryguidelines.gov for 2020 through 2025. There is a long at USDA. It's hosted at the USDA website. So under the topic of saturated fats, I'm going to read you the following 3 short sentences, 3 short paragraphs, which are 3 longer sentences. Reducing consumption of saturated fats has been one of the DGAC's most consistent recommendations since its first guidelines were issued in 1980 per the report. However, the new report did not take a stance on consuming ultra-processed foods, which studies have shown can be linked to adverse health effects, prompting an outcry from some health experts, the Washington Post reported. Zoom in. For instance, the report acknowledged that replacing butter with healthier vegetable oils, quote, may be associated with a decreased risk of cardiovascular disease, morbidity, and mortality, end quote, but deemed evidence supporting this, quote, limited. So even on the topic of saturated fats, they give no solutions. They even say, and they also don't even address that ultra-processed foods could be causing the same issues that they previously claimed saturated fats were causing. It's very confusing to the average person who reads this.
Look, my brother doesn't, and my brother's a smart guy. He doesn't understand it. When you look at what Gary Taubes, Nina Teicholz, et al., they're all telling you, hey, the studies that they looked at in the late 1960s, early 1970s, that showed that somehow saturated fats are bad for you. If you read those same studies, you'll see that they extrapolated something that wasn't real, wasn't true. They created a lie, and we've been living with that lie ever since. Saturated fats, I will go to my grave telling you saturated fats are very healthy for you. They're not bad for you, folks. Look, I don't have a heart. I'm not getting paid by big saturated fat here. I hear the vegans have always said, oh, Vinnie's taking money from the beef initiative. It doesn't even exist. I wish someone would send me a dime to do this. I don't have a horse in the race. Right?
I'm laughing that they think that you're getting paid from some big organization. Who's
big beef. Which, in fact, porn, that would be my name.
Yeah, but you guys, it's actually even worse. What's worse is that both Vinnie and myself had decided to start companies to fill a niche, to fill a void that we see on the grocery store shelves. And trust me, the system is not designed to support emerging brands like ours. So it's even worse than, not only are we not receiving money from big whatever, we're trying to go up against them with good food that's good for you, and your supplements and coffees, and you know what I mean? It's laughable that anybody thinks that we're getting some sort of handout or being paid off by somebody.
I want to go back to what you said. I want to go back to what you said about the confusion. Get ready, Debbie. Might have an Instagram here. You might not. I don't know. I've actually spoken to doctors who have said to me, well, Vinnie, obviously saturated fat causes heart disease. And I'll say, why is that obvious? And I'll say, well, because of cholesterol in saturated fat. And I'll say, okay, so is it saturated fat or cholesterol? They'll say it's saturated fat. I'll say, okay, coconut oil is a saturated fat. Will that cause heart disease? And they'll say, yeah, it will. And I'll say, how? It's an oil from a non-animal source that has zero cholesterol. So you're saying cholesterol is the problem, Saturated fat and cholesterol is the problem. I just brought up a saturated fat that has no cholesterol, and that's still a problem. That's somehow clogging your arteries. The fact of the matter is there's zero truth in that, right? So even the doctors prescribing you to eat more heart-healthy grains don't know what the truth is. They're confused. So if they're confused, I don't see how anyone in the public can ever get it right. Stay motivated. All right, Debbie, you can use that.
I know we have to wrap this show up.
Yeah.
But so what's the new diet for 2025? So you're telling me don't give up red meat and don't go add in more legumes? What's the new diet?
Anna, this man is in the, what do you call that? The Urban Dictionary. I'm in there several times. My understanding is I'm in there several
I think
times.
you're talking about yourself in the third person. You're like, this man. I'm like, what man? Oh, you're talking about you.
Is in, I think my first entry into the Urban Dictionary was fuck quinoa.
Yes.
And that was my first. I'm going to add one to that. Fuck legumes. Kurt, get that in the Urban Dictionary. I said it. All right, there you have it. Folks,
couple of things. You and I are going to be in Washington, D.C. together.
Yeah. Back together.
On January 15th.
Where are we going to be?
When's the last time we were together?
I can tell you.
Austin?
Austin, KetoCon, like
2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Back when they used to ask people like us to go to KetoCon.
Back before we were banned and ignored.
Yeah, well, I think they started ignoring us because there's enough people desperate enough to try to become famous that they don't have to pay them. I don't understand why people expect us to do things for free. And people ask me all the time, I say, why don't you ever show up at these events? And I'll say the same reason you don't see Nina very often, the same reason you don't see Gary Taubes. They have to pay us to show up. We have to make a living. This is all we're doing. And we're not asking for, and Anna, this is what we do.
Right.
You don't ask anyone else to go work for free, but they're asking us to travel on our dime, put ourselves up in a hotel, pay for travel. And when we get there, work for them. And then all of these people take these things and they go sell them on the internet.
That's true.
Right? So they make money on you guys when you walk through the door. They also make money by, everyone's got a booth there. They charge these people copious amounts of money for the booths. And then the way they get people through the door is they get people like us to talk about it on the podcast.
Right.
And then you guys show up and they make money and they don't see fit to give us a dime. So that's why you never see me and Anna together anymore, because people have figured out, we could go get these other rookies that are trying to make a name for themselves. Well, and you don't get the originals anymore.
And frankly, you and I can go meet at a cool bookstore and have a chill event that doesn't cost anybody anything. I mean, unless you want to buy a book, which why wouldn't you?
Yeah. And who knows? My brother might show up, the new star of this. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God!
You know what?
He's not going to be ready on January 15th.
We'd probably bring a lot of people in.
I'm sure Mark would be the draw.
Yeah. You think?
Well, you and I are going to be at Bold Forks Books, which is a cookbook bookstore. They do a lot of cool events there. I'm flying in for it. You're going to come down and meet me, and we're going to hang out at the bookstore, and hopefully folks will come join us. It's going to be great. I put information on my site and on Facebook. I don't have an event link from the bookstore yet.
We're going to have a big meal together and hang out and do the whole thing. Yeah.
You and I need some quality time.
Yeah. We need some us time, Anna.
We do. We sure do.
Yeah. So give us that bookstore name again so that people can know what it is.
It's called Bold Forks Books.
Bold Forks Books. Yeah. And that's in Washington, D.C. Anna, can we give them an address so they'll know?
It's somewhere. It's on Mount Pleasant Road. It's right in the city. It's Bold Forks Books. I have it. It's on Facebook. It's on my website. Y'all find it. I just want to start talking about it because January 15th will be here before we know it. It's a great time if you want to recommit. That'll be our VIP group meeting. It'll be an in-person.
Yeah. So you could come and Anna and I love to meet people. So come see us. Anna, we're gonna break from this show here in a second, but I'm doing my Christmas beard as I do every year.
I love it. The Vinnie Strathern.
Yeah, I look like what's his real name? Strathern.
David Strathern.
David Strathern. Anna thinks I look like an older David Strathern, but David is about 10 years.
I never
years.
said you're an older David Strathern.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go watch Nomadland, and if you don't think that Vinnie looks exactly like David Strathern, who is very good looking, by the way, would
I
smash.
don't look anything like
would
this man.
smash.
He's a very good looking man.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of doing something this year when I'm done with the beard.
Oh.
Because I have the completely white mustache now.
Oh my God.
And you know who my hero is? You know who my hero is.
Ernest Hemingway?
Well, yeah, I love Ernest Hemingway.
Jack LaLanne? Does he have a mustache? That's all I can think of.
No, he never had and Vince Duran had one. Well, this man.
Hulk Hogan. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, the Hulkster had one, but this man carries. They say, folks, that there are 12 great mustaches ever in Hollywood, and 10 of them are owned
Sam
by
Elliott.
men.
Oh my God, Vinnie. Sam Elliott. We were watching either Landman or Yellowstone, and Sam Elliott's doing Fritos ads. And I fell out. I was laughing so hard. I was like, oh, you're breaking hearts, Sam Elliott. You're breaking hearts.
Oh, do I have to break up with Sam Elliott?
Yeah, because he's doing Fritos ads. And then there was a big bag of Fritos in this week's Yellowstone. They had like for no reason, they just had a giant bag of Fritos like in the shot. And I was like, all right, I get it. I see you, Taylor Sheridan.
Was he on Yellowstone or is this it?
No.
Is this the ad? Let's see if this is the ad. I'm a little heartbroken, Anna.
You're welcome, Fritos. We just did an amazing ad for you.
I'm a little heartbroken.
Also, I love that he's basically talking about cowboying for beef, the food that feeds America, and then going home and making some shit with Fritos.
Well,
which, don't get me wrong, Fritos are delicious.
You know when they show these moms on Instagram making really crap food for their kids?
Yeah.
They were literally crunching up the Fritos and putting it to make like a batter with we'll
put it like they'll coat the chicken with the Fritos.
Yeah, that's what they were showing.
They'll make it a pie crust for the Frito pie.
It's like, oh man, come on, Sam, you whore.
And poor Brad, just all he wanted to say was "Eat Happy Kitchen" into the phone. He's like, no, I can't. It competes with Frito-Lay. Brad, that was a lost cause. We didn't even know. We didn't even know this was in the works.
I'm so upset now. I'm so upset, Anna.
This is why you should invest in Eat Happy Kitchen. Yeah. So we can go up against Sam Elliott and Frito-Lay.
How's that going, by the way, Anna?
It's great. We're reopened now. We had to wait like 2 weeks to finish compliance. It's reopened. Please go invest. Get your shares. Everybody who has invested, I finally have the information. You will be getting your discount codes, your bonuses. Some people, went to the tiers where they get free sauce and free spices. So all that stuff's going to start to go out very soon.
Folks, I am a contributor to this. I believe in these products.
Investor. You're an investor.
Yeah, I'm an investor. So if you guys want to invest, if you want to be cool like me, boom, go invest.
You own a piece of my ass.
I do own a piece of Anna. You guys want a piece of Anna's ass? You could do that by going where, Anna?
EatHappyKitchen.com has the link to the Start Engine page.
Go straight to Eat Happy Kitchen. You know what to do, folks. We all go shopping on Amazon. Before you go to Amazon, please go to VinnieTortorich.com. Click through the banner. Puts a little coal on the fire. Gets my train down the track. Rate and review this podcast. Tell a friend. That's how it gets out there. So do all of that. We will be opening up the VIP group soon. You can go to VinnieTortorich.com/VIP. Put your name in. And when it opens up in the next week or two, you'll be the first to know. On behalf of Anna Vocino, my name is Vinnie Tortorich. Put life into living, and let's do it with a little bit more of Chris Rea.